You can hear the Australian fans roaring as they line the track here in Albert Park. Welcome to Melbourne, and the roar from the crowd can only mean one thing. It's race day. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, George Russell and Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Gasly and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Verstappen, Kevin Magnussen and Mick Schumacher, Joe, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, Albon, Richard Verschoor, Latifi and the owner driver. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going. Okay, so let's go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. Latifi ahead. Okay, good parking there, mate. Now we need... Okay, we've held position on lap 1. That's not great, but it's not terrible. Stay focused. That's Latifi just ahead. Push for the position. It's Latifi ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 5.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are just 1 lap old. We think they've got 1 more stop. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 37.8. Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Latifi ahead. And gap to the car in front is 5.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got 1 more stop. And the time last lap was a 1:25.1. You're losing around 7/10 a lap at this pace. Currently trailing our teammate by 6.0 seconds. That's Latifi just ahead. Push for the position. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 4.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap was a 1 minute 25.0. Latifi ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 3.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Your last lap time was a 1:25.2. Okay, gap ahead is 2.5 seconds. Latifi ahead, and gap to the car in front is 1.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 25.2. 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. Keep going. Okay, so the car behind's just come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Soft tyres on the car behind. P19. P19. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Okay, clear. Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. Okay, we've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. A safety car is being deployed. There's a new strategy available on the MFD. Copy that. Watch out for traffic, it's going to be tight as you rejoin. We had an issue attaching the front right wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us and get back into this race. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Vettel ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 8.4 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:31.4. Gap to your teammate ahead is 22.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 10th place. Your last lap time was a 1:42.8. Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Okay, clear. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. Richard's in the pits. Richard is in the pit lane now. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Green flag. Our gap to the car in front is 4.7 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 16.7 seconds. Currently P11, currently P11. Gasly's ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 4.9 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Sonoda behind. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Okay, gap to leader, 21.5 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, we're in. Gap to the car in front is 4.9 seconds. Okay, the gap to the car ahead is 5 seconds. Let's see if we can bring it down. Got 11th, that's 11th place. That's Gasly ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 5.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Okay, Sonoda's behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Our gap to first place is 23.1 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 9 laps to go. Gap to your teammate behind is 17.2 seconds. Our gap to the car in front is 6.4 seconds. Okay, gap ahead is 7.1 seconds. Okay, you're in the top 10. Caution, caution. Okay, clear. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left. Gap to the car in front is 7.8 seconds. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end then, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we could talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those that we've witnessed today.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Carlos Sainz extends his lead at the top, getting ever closer to securing the championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
I'm going to give it to the owner driver today. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who've pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.